the election, for the first time in a long time, has become once again about the thing that it must be about. And that is Donald Trump, the worst and most dangerous person in American history. It's the first day of February, 2024, and there is good news for a change when it comes to the polling in the race between President Biden and Donald Trump. Quinnipiac is showing for the first time in a long time that President Biden is pulling ahead. And that, if the election were tomorrow, he would win, gaining the necessary 270 electoral votes. This poll is among the first where women voters are starting to assert themselves, overtly rejecting the idea that Donald Trump could ever become the commander-in-chief again. American women have a stark choice to make. Donald Trump has been convicted of sexual abuse, and he has been convicted of defaming repeatedly the victim of that sexual abuse, E. Jean Carroll. American women have to understand that their rights, their freedom, and their liberty is endangered by the MAGA movement. The MAGA movement supports a dogma of control. It holds out because it is in league and alliance with Christian fundamentalists and religious extremists that women are subordinate, subservient, that the men are the masters of women, and that men will decide what goes on with women's bodies from cradle to birth. Is that what American women want? Because that is the proposition at hand. Let's look at the state of Texas. Governor Greg Abbott declared he would end rape in Texas. Somehow, rape would stop if only abortion was made illegal. Well, abortion is illegal in Texas. Rape has not stopped, but Greg Abbott's legislation has achieved its desired effect. Tens of thousands of Texas women are now forced to carry their rapist's baby. These women have no freedom. They have no agency. They have no control. They are trapped. They are trapped by the laws passed by an overwhelmingly male political body that doesn't care at all about the dignity, the basic human rights of women. Hillary Clinton was exactly correct when she said many years ago at a UN conference, women's rights are human. Women's rights are human rights, and human rights are women's rights. And this is a fundamental proposition on the ballot. Understand this. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is a religious fanatic who believes that people and dinosaurs lived together 6,000 years ago. He does not believe that women or blacks are equal to white men in the eyes of God. He rejects it. He rejects democracy. He rejects the American Constitution that he sworn an oath to. He is a biblical fundamentalist that believes literally every single printed word in the Bible is the inerrant word of God. He is a theocrat. He does not believe in American democracy. And so on this, the first day of Black History Month, it's important to remember that American freedom has been hard won for women and blacks who were enslaved in this country and were only emancipated after Civil War killed 850,000 people in a war that was absolutely 100% about slavery. No matter what Nikki Haley or Donald Trump or any other MAGA Republican says, Nikki Haley seems not to understand the consequences of that war. So no, it's not okay for Texas to secede. And no, it's not okay for 25 state governors to send National Guardsmen to Texas to engage in foreign policy. There is one president of the United States at a time in the United States. It's Joe Biden, and the federal government, not Greg Abbott, is in charge of the American border with the state of Texas. Understand this. Extremism is real. It is here, and it wants control. You're safer if you're a white man, but certainly at risk if you speak out. But look around and understand this. Women, blacks, minorities are all at risk. They are at risk because of a political dogma, an extremist dogma that has attracted the worst elements in American society and has loosed again in the country a spirit of racial malice. These people are on the march. But the good news is the American people are tuning in. This will be a very, very easy election to understand. Whomever it is about is going to lose. And for the last week or so, the election, for the first time in a long time, has become once again about the thing that it must be about. And that is Donald Trump, the worst and most dangerous person in American history, an amoral nihilist who seeks to tear down 250 years of American freedom for himself so he can take, he can control, he can plunder, and he can steal. It's unacceptable. And the American people are the only ones in the world who can stop it. And we must. Because if we don't, we face national catastrophe. Thank you for listening to my political commentary. If you like what you heard today, please also consider subscribing to The Warning, daily newsletter on Substack. Our democracy hangs in the balance. The 2024 presidential election is the most consequential in America's history. It's not hyperbole, it's a fact. That is why the mission of The Warning with Steve Schmidt is to help readers orient to the currents that are shaping our times and the unseen forces driving politics that are very rarely discussed on cable news. Please sign up at Steve Schmidt, SteveSchmidt.substack.com. Again, SteveSchmidt.substack.com, or at the link in the show notes section below. Thank you to each and every one of you for listening and watching.